A spokesperson for the Morrison Center said times have been tough and this summer will be critical for all live event venues.
For all of us live venues, we've really struggled this last year since we weren't able to be open.
Laura Kendall, the executive director of the Morrison Center, says they are hoping to do smaller events with social distancing later in the summer, but fully open in the fall.
We do have Broadway coming back on the schedule at the end of October. So we're super excited about that and the possibility of having audiences back in our theater.
Kendall said the Morrison Center is putting together a health and safety plan with guidelines from health officials.
It may be that audience members are asked to wear masks in the theater. We're still waiting to see kind of what the guidelines look like, and we know that they will change over the summer. So we're really just keeping our eye on that.
In Nampa at the Ford Idaho Center, General Manager Andrew Luther says although they have been open since last June, they have been operating on a smaller scale with new health guidelines in place.
Luckily for us, we're able to navigate the guidelines and have proper procedures put in place that we can get by. It's not necessarily a long-term success recipe. We do need the return of large events and large crowds. It's a major source of revenue for the venues.
Luther says he is hopeful things will eventually go back to normal.
We're certainly optimistic as the warmer weather comes back and cases seem to be on the decline that restrictions may ease. That's out of our hands.
Over at Expo Idaho, Director Bob Batista says they just had their first real event this past weekend in over a year.
This was the first show that went out of the pandemic last year, and it's the first real show back in after, so to speak, we're still in the pandemic, but things are looking much brighter.
Batista said the pandemic was hard on business.
It was tough, though. I mean, we've dropped $1.5 million, $1.7 million in cash and bypassed over probably $7 million in revenue from lost events.
Batista said moving forward, they are going to encourage the pandemic health guidelines, but ultimately it's up to the customer.
We're just the landlord, but the renter then has that ability to see and try and make sure that those guidelines are followed.
I also talked to the Egyptian Theater, who said they are booking performers and shows for September. They hope if mask wearing is involved, health officials will let them open at full capacity. Live in Boise, Ariana Piper, CBS 2 News.